Okay, right now it's time for Candid Carroll, a weekly segment with host of the Morning Rush on 580 CFRA News Talk Radio, the one and only Bill Carroll. Happy Wednesday, Bill.
Hi, guys. Yeah, you want me to talk about something nobody wants to talk about, including me, but we actually, I think, have to talk about it. That's the issue.
Yeah, I mean, military purchases, jets, submarines. I mean, it's all really coming into focus. Canadian sovereignty's been threatened on a couple of sides for sure. And this week, retired General Canadian Air said developing a nuclear deterrent should be an option. This is something Canada hasn't really considered much before, Bill, but the defense minister says Canada has no interest. What are your thoughts on this? Should we be looking at the nuclear option, as it were?
Well, yeah, I think we need to have our eyes wide open right now. And, it's so typical of this government to default to virtue signaling hypocrisy. No, Canada is not a nuclear nation. We don't want to see that happen. Here's the reality check, okay? We are a nuclear nation. We're part of NATO. We involve the U.S. in NORAD, the first line of defense against a nuclear attack. We are hiding behind nuclear weapons stored in countries all over the world. Just because they're not on our land doesn't mean we're not part of a nuclear deterrence. We absolutely are. I mean, part of NATO's doctrine includes using tactical battlefield nuclear weapons, not to mention intercontinental ballistic missiles. So we're part of this, but we like to pretend we're not, or maybe we're just afraid. We think we'll be more of a target. We have nuclear weapons on our soil. But let's not be hypocritical here. We're part of the world's nuclear problem. We always have been, and we probably always will be. Here's the reality, though. If we should be second-guessing buying more F-35s because we depend on the U.S. to give us permission to use our own fighter jets, we absolutely should at least be considering having our own nuclear stockpiles. The ultimate deterrent to this or some future president who would think he can just come and take our oil or our water. It makes every country a little more scary, that you think twice about it. So I don't know if this is the ultimate answer, but it's certainly a question we can't just say, no, there's no point in asking it, because that's not who we are. That is exactly who we are.
Yeah, for a long time, we've kind of piggybacked on the U.S. and relied on them. And now that partnership is pretty much fractured economically, it lends the question, well, what now? What if they do try to take us over? So when you look at Canada's defense strategy today, Bill, where are you seeing the gaps? I mean, there's so many different things in terms of people worried about the cost of living. And when the government spends a lot of money on defense, eyebrows do go up.
Yeah, but spending money on defense can also create a stronger economy. We just have to start spending more of it in Canada instead of just fattening up the defense industry in the United States. I think that's part of the key, is to make it as Canadian as you can possibly make it. And then it becomes a job creator. Also, more members of the military mean more Canadian jobs. Maybe we have to get real about asking Canadians when they leave university to serve mandatory time in the military. I mean, I think it's that serious. Listen, I don't believe for a minute that this president, and probably no other in the future, would actually invade Canada. I can't believe it would get to that. But what if it's something short of that? What if it's Russia wants part of the Arctic that we believe belongs to ours, and the U.S. president says, yeah, we don't think that's an invasion. We will deny our NATO responsibilities here. Canada, you're on your own. And without a nuclear deterrence, we don't have much. So let's wake up and see where we really are and start to think about ourselves in different terms.
So I think I know the answer on your thoughts on this, Bill, but it seems to me you're pretty much saying Canadians haven't really connected us to nuclear, despite the fact that we are associated in many ways, but not specifically. So you were looking for that wake-up call, really.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not pretend that because we're part of NATO and it's a nuclear power that we're not a nuclear power, because of course we are. And you know what? Donald Trump is really annoying to me. He's never more annoying than he's right. We haven't done enough to protect ourselves. Let's change that.
Oh, okay, that is his take this week. Bill Carroll, thanks so much for joining us. We'll chat again next week.
See you next week, Bill.
Okay, on that happy note, guys, good to talk to you.
Take care.
Good to talk to you too.